Joining BYU Sports Nation right now is another of the head coaches that BYU will face this season in the 2015 campaign, Ruffin McNeill, the head coach at East Carolina. Before we go to the coach, we need to talk about the success of this Pirate football program, and that brings us to our stat of the day.
It's the BYU Sports Nation stat of the day.
9. Well, just a hair under 9, but East Carolina averaging 9 wins per season over the last 3 years. This is a program on the rise in the American. And with that, we welcome the coach, Ruffin McNeill, to BYU Sports Nation. Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, guys. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate that.
We appreciate the time. As you look at your program at East Carolina, what do you attribute to that recent success over the past 3 seasons for the Pirate football program?
Yeah, well, first, the BYU staff has been great to us. We've studied, and they've helped us a lot defensively. Robin and I have been our best of friends, so y'all know that. But, when I was blessed and fortunate to get the job here in East Carolina, now 6 years ago, coming in, there were some things that I knew that I wanted to make sure we shaped. And the first thing was the environment. What type of environment do we want? And in that environment, we wanted kids that were not afraid of challenges. Inside the word extraordinary is extra. Kids not afraid to do extra things off the field, in the classroom, and that carries on the field to me. And we were going to be built on team first, team last, team always. No egos allowed, no entitlement. It's all about us, we, ours, no I's. And then want to make sure we built the program brick by brick, and a program that would win for seasons and not for a season. And we know there's some luck in there too as well, but I've been fortunate to keep the core of my staff together. I've had some leave, get jobs, and I wish them well, but the core and the philosophy is the same as far as the belief and internal belief and values. And the schemes, everybody has their schemes, but the internal values, I think, have been key. The leadership pool has grown each year. First year was probably a handful. Next year, 2 handfuls, and it just kept growing. So that's the key. The kids have begun to take ownership, and they believe in what we believe in as a staff. And, again, I'm blessed to have a great staff. And just you keep plugging away and just keep trying to build a house and make sure the foundation is strong.
Well, Coach, you've done a great job with the program and turn things around there. I wasn't really aware of your relationship with Coach and I. How did that relationship first start with you guys?
Oh, Robbo, we met first. We coached together at UNLV, and then at Texas Tech. And Robert and Leone and all the kids, Max and Penny and all of them, Famika, we are. Our kids grew up together, and it was. We've been tight ever since. My daughter and Penny are still close, and but Rob and I one of those connections you meet, and if we talk, it's like we talked yesterday, and it's just we connected early, and our wives connected early, and they still are connected, and so it's and then like I said, Coach has let this defense staff come out, and we've come out there and we've helped us a bunch establish what we're doing defensively, and it's so much respect for the program, even when Coach Lavelle was there and Coach Edwards was there, and it's just one of those things. I've always thought a lot about the program and how it's been run, and meeting Robert was just was ice on the cake. And I remember watching the game. What was a big game you had to come back on? SMU playing the BYU's playing the SMU Pony Express, I think it was.
Yeah, the Miracle Bowl. That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
And Robbo was in that game, and we got him on film. Yeah, so anyway, it began in the Las Vegas days at UNLV with Jeff Horton as our head coach.
Ruffin McNeill, the head coach of the East Carolina football program on BYU Sports Nation. His program has won 26 games over the last 3 years and has gone to a bowl game in each of those 3 seasons. Coach, when you look at BYU, you've mentioned a couple of times you wanted to come out here and get to know the defense. What was it about BYU's defense and how they run things that made you want to seek out help in Provo, Utah to help your own program?
Well, fundamentally sound, number one, understanding, and we talk about embracing your role, doing your job, and it fits what we are able to recruit here. We get more linebacker-type kids, and I've always been a four-man or even-man front defensive coach. I've been on defense all my life, but again, the key to any learning is to be flexible and be able to adjust. But we were able to get more of the linebacker type kids here, so BYU does it as well as anyone. So we began studying, and then our relationship, they were able to come visit us, and our staff came to visit them. Brian Mitchell, a former player at BYU, had a great connection with them as well out there too. So it worked out, and I appreciate Coach letting his staff do that for us.
Coach, is through that relationship, is that how you guys came to schedule this game for this season?
No, our AD I was under was Terry Holland. He had scheduled that game, and I guess it was my first or second year. I'm not sure, but no, I didn't have anything to do with it. But I'm excited to play. I know it's a great challenge out there, but it was done, I think, a couple years ago before. Yes, sir.
Coach McNeill, let's take a look at your team this year and what you bring to BYU for their homecoming weekend in the earlier part of October. And it starts with a question I'm guessing you've heard about a million times, and that is, when you lose a quarterback like Shane Carden to the NFL, he's an incredible talent. Loved his mechanics, loved the way he played the game. When you lose him, does that become the number one concern, or is there something else that's pressing on your mind even more?
Well, one of the things, and a great question you asked earlier, is about the program. When we wanted to make sure we always create competitive depth at each position, not just backup guys, but guys that compete for start positions, and we've been able to do that. And like I said, a brick by brick mode. And with the quarterback position, Shane was one of those guys that checked all the boxes were checked. Off the field, graduated 2 years early, I think it was, and off the field, just a leader on the. His nickname is Captain. That's what they call him. CAP, apostrophe N, Captain. That's what because he carried himself, and I'll still call him Captain. But he is one of those guys that he laid the blueprint in the mold. Justin Hardy, one of our receivers, he ended up being a lead receiver in the history right now. Got that lead receptions. Those guys did a great job of what I talked about, the philosophy and the values of making sure this is how we do things here. And there's still always some learning with kids, and you still have to teach. But the guys we recruited, Kirk Benkirk, Cody Keys, Blake Kemp, John Jacobs, those guys are here, and this guys have been waiting for their opportunity. So that's always a big important part on any team, not just offense, but find the guy that fits in and can lead the team from in front. You only can lead from in front, and we talk about well done is better than well said, but Shane did a good job of that, and these guys had a chance to watch how Shane prepared. Like last year, he's a fifth-year senior, and you guys appreciate this, and it's fall camp, and he's taking notes like he's a freshman. He's got a book bag on, and he's taking notes in the quarterback meeting. Now, here's a guy who we had the flexibility, and it was smart as a whip to change plays what we wanted, and he's taking notes. So you got young guys watching a veteran that's humble, but at the same time taking notes and learning. So he did a good job. Shane did a good job, and the guys learn from. You can tell right now they're throwing it on during the summer, and that's by the kids learning how to do the extra things. And so you got guys ready to hopefully step in. We'll see here in a few days, but I think that they've had a great summer, and I'm looking forward to convening on the 5th for report date.
Coach, before you go, I want to talk about BYU's quarterback. And your defense is a ball-hawking defense. You bring back some guys, very good athletes, and they have the mentality you mentioned like BYU. You finish the play. You go until the whistle blows. You gave Virginia Tech nightmares, North Carolina nightmares, not to mention a number of opponents in the American Conference. How do you game plan to try and give Taysom Hill some of those headaches?
Well, after we pray as we finish praying, we're gonna have to corral him. He is a machine now. that's what we're going. I mean, I watch him. I mean, and I know he's recovering well, but man, just like the way he's mobile, can throw. I already know he's a great leader. The talent part is. I like him. I like him. I like the way he carries himself. So, he's one of those guys you're gonna have to be able to contain him for each play, because anyone that can hurt you with his legs and arm, but especially his mind, because he's you can tell he's a mentally strong. But that's how that program is. BYU's always had that type of program. You don't quit. You never say never. You're never out of the fight. And that quarterback. The quarterback is not just the quarterback of the offense. He's a quarterback of our team, and that's what Shane became. When his first year, he was the quarterback of our offense. By his junior and senior years, he became the quarterback of our team. And this year, first-year starter, he'll be the quarterback of our offense here, and he'll eventually have to earn the quarterback of our team. Well, that special guy there, he's already earned the quarterback of the team of BYU. So he's an outstanding player. He is he's not to be reckoned with, for sure. I can tell you that right now. He's big time. I like him. I like him on film. I watch because I watch anytime I'm free and BYU's playing because of the staff relationship and Rob, and so he's big time.
Ruffin McNeill, the head coach at East Carolina, with us on BYU Sports Nation. Coach, as we wrap up, BYU was just called by the Big Ten Conference a Power 5 equivalent. Obviously, the BYU football program wants to get into a Power 5 conference. East Carolina has started to come up and float up in some of those expansion conversations as well. How much is the Power 5 expansion topic on your mind at East Carolina, if at all, right now?
Well, if a coach says it's not, if we're not in a group of 5, that's not being truthful, and it's because it's really out there and it's for real. And here, very fortunate, we're going to keep fighting and trying to, like our commissioner Michael Resco says, keep knocking on the door. There's no doubt BYU program and fans have a Power 5 staff, all of it, and I'll say the same thing about our people. I think we got Power 5 fans and staff and players, just like the group, the 5 that's separated. I don't like the separations, but you have to. That's where it's going, and as a program, financially, I think it helps your programs, not just football, but your entire programs, and so there's no doubt BYU's has a total package in all those categories, and I feel like we do too here. So, but we enjoy the American Conference, and I know our commissioner, Mike Oresco, is like he's told us as a head coaching group, we're going to keep kicking at the door.
Coach, it's been great spending some time with you on BYU Sports Nation. We certainly appreciate the time and look forward to meeting and talking with you in the early part of October when East Carolina comes to Provo.
Oh, same here. My honor. And if you get a chance, tell those guys I said hello to Robert and the guys.
Absolutely. We will do that. Thanks, Coach.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.